Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas
Okay, I have
noches.
a question from.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, we're gonna start. Do you have any question,
yeah,
John?
sorry.
Don't worry.
Yeah, I have a question from the last session. I saw the recorded session, so that's why I was not there to ask the question at that moment.
Okay.
So when I saw the recorded question, I have a question from that. Can I ask that?
Okay. Yes, of course.
Yeah. Okay, okay. Now, okay, in the last question, I think Jasmine was there who has explained her house details.
Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, she was telling us about that her house is surrounded or enclosed within four walls. Like,
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
there are four walls around her house.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, now what is the exact right translation for it? Because when I try to learn the translation in the Google, it has a very different translation for it, and like they use the word cement in Spanish. Like I mentioned it, how I was trying to know how can we say that in Spanish, and they like, can we say cement in Spanish?
For example, it's possible, but we say cemento, and cemento refers to the. I'm gonna show you. Uh, because the correct way in order to say it is concreto. We say cemento, but it's the
Concreto, yeah.
yes, cemento is the distinct. Before that, we use it. We call cemento.
Okay.
Also, in this
All
time,
right.
when we mix in order to before to using, we call also cemento. But when it's solid, we call concreto.
So let's say if we say we have four walls made up of cement around the house, okay? How would you say
Mm,
that in expression? How would you say that like the house has four walls around it, or the house is enclosed within the four cemented walls? How will you say that
yes, for example, in the
in
case
Spanish?
of that sentence, I remember, it could be, mi casa está rodeada de cuatro muros de concreto. I gonna write
Can
it,
you please
yes,
write that?
I gonna write here
Yes.
in Spanish and I gonna make the translation.
Actually, Senior,
Yeah.
I didn't mention four.
Oh, what do you say? Can you repeat the last
I
part?
didn't mention four walls.
Yeah.
I just said toda la propiedad está cerrada por muros de concreto y
Yes.
portones de acero.
Está.
But I didn't say the
All
number of
right,
walls.
let's forget it. Yeah,
No, it's okay,
I beg your
Janice.
pardon. So yeah, so it was maybe I'm just talking about the walls itself. Let's just skip the number four.
Okay, just I want to explain this site. La propiedad está cerrada por muros de concreto y what is the other? Just mean
Portones de acero.
portones de acero. Portones de acero. Okay. I
Yes.
think when I translate, for example, this, I don't know if you understand. All the rottenness is caused by
Mm,
concrete
all the rot.
walls and steel.
I don't understand the rottenness. What is rottenness?
In the case of,
Uh,
for example, rotones, I think is all the is propiedad. Toda la wait a moment.
In English, it's property.
Yes,
okay, the
The
property.
whole
Okay.
property, yes.
is grown.
No, so
Is this
rottenness is what?
is it is the
Okay, the
translation?
entire.
The entire property is enclosed by the concrete walls and steel gates. For example, when we
Okay.
say cemento y you say cemento, for example, toda la propiedad está cerrada por muros de cemento. Mm, I
Mhm.
understand that your walls, you are building your walls. Maybe it's you are doing something like
Okay.
this.
Okay, it is not made up yet. Okay.
Yes.
It's under
Or
construction.
maybe you are
Work
doing
in
like
progress.
this. I understand like that.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Cemento is this. Like it's under construction. It's work in progress.
yes, for
Okay.
example, if you want to buy, we call this box that has cement, we call cemento in Spanish.
Okay. Which is okay. You mean to say the walls which does not have paint over it, but you can see the plaster or cement over it.
Yes,
That is called cement wall,
yes.
right?
Plaster. Also, for
Okay,
example,
okay.
this is called plaster, or it's not plaster, but it's
Yeah.
in this time that we call also cemento. Just when it's solid, like this one, we call concreto.
Concreto. Okay. And for the walls, what would you use? Will you use cemento walls or you will use the concreto walls?
Muro.
Concreto.
For example, walls in Spanish is muros. Está cerrado por muros, is muros de concreto. You can say muros de cemento, by understand a little bit that you are doing your walls. Or
Okay.
you are in this
Muros de
time,
cemento.
for example.
Okay. Yeah, so that means work in progress. You saying, let's say the picture here, can you scroll down? Yeah, this one, two, three, fourth picture.
For example, in
The
this one
fourth
is very
picture,
clear because here we have cemento and here we have concreto. I don't know if you see my picture.
concreto. Okay.
Cemento,
Okay.
concreto.
All right, concreto. Okay. So I remember the word. And the property, how would you say property? The property, what is the
Propiedad,
word for the
propiedad,
property?
propiedad. La propiedad.
Propiedad. So it's the entire property is toda. Okay, toda. Okay,
Toda, all the
toda
property.
the propiedad.
Yes. I think
Mm-hmm.
the
Entire
translation in
property, toda de
English is
propiedad.
good, I think. All the property is closed by concrete walls and steel gates. Okay, we have
Okay,
more person. Okay,
all right.
everything is clear. Now
Yeah,
we're
thank
gonna,
you.
you're
Yeah,
welcome.
thank you.
And then we're gonna continue with the other side. I'm gonna read. Lee los titulares. Completa con cuántos, cuántas y contesta la respuesta. In the case of this exercise, we're gonna see, I think you call in English titles, if the journals. And in this exercise is a little bit important because, as I told you before, now we are doing the class. The class is Spanish A1. In Spanish, we have a test that is called DELE. And for example, you take that test, many of the exercise is something like this. You have a part of journal, and you have to match with the questions. In the case of this exercise, for example, cuántas and cuántos, in this case, it means in English how many. And here we have just the sentence, or in this case we have questions, and you have to match according to these titles. Okay, I think we're gonna try it. When the number one, I'm gonna do the number one in order that you understand more this exercise. For example, we have here the questions, and here we have the answers in these titles. Okay, as I told you, we have to use cuántos or cuántas. It means in English how many. We use cuántos because we have to match the gender. Cuántos per masculine and cuántas for feminine. Okay. First of all, I'm gonna see the first sentence that is here. The number one say.
Can you translate this li estos titulares?
Le means read, and
Okay, le.
estos is mean this, and titulares. I think you
Okay,
call in
estos,
English
these. Okay.
titles, but I'm gonna translate because I'm not sure. Titulares is mean in English headlines.
I think it's headlines.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay. Titulares.
Yes, as I told you, my English is not good. I try to do my best, but it's not my mother tongue language.
It's okay, we understand.
Okay.
Yeah, we understand.
We're gonna start with the first one. We have a blank, and after that we have jóvenes trabajan en toros. Jóvenes means younger people. Trabajan means work, and en toros toros is the name of a place. According to the first of all, I'm gonna see the first noun, jóvenes, according to the rule, because we have a rule in order to know it is masculine and feminine. Do you remember if the end of the noun is finished in the vowel O, or maybe the vowel E, or maybe consonant is masculine? It's for the reason I'm gonna use this one. For example, ¿cuántos jóvenes trabajan en toros? the translate.
¿Cuántos jóvenes? No,
Yes.
¿cuántos is how many, right?
Yes. How many younger people work in toros is maybe the translation. Okay, and after
And why? ¿Cuántos? Okay, one moment. Let me just check
yes,
on. Okay,
in the case,
jóvenes
for,
is cuántos.
for example,
Okay.
when you are doing a test, as I told you, that test is called DELE. You don't need to understand all sentence. You need to use the keywords. For example, what is the keyword
Oh,
here? The keyword here is
jóvenes.
toros and jóvenes. It is the both keywords, but I think uh, um, the keyword here is toros because we are talking about one place. And when you have, for
No,
example,
but
the
we are talking
headline,
about how many people. How many people? We're talking about youngsters
yeah, oh, yes,
here.
or youngsters, I say in English.
Yeah. So we're talking about hoviness, right? We are. So the keyword here is hoviness that will decide whether we have to use quantos or quantas. The
Mm,
hovinos will decide, right?
yes, but I think in the case of the context of this question, the keyword is the place because we are talking about just toros, and when we see the other question, we don't have this information. It's for the reason also when you try to search in these headlines, you have to find this word and you're gonna find the answer. For example, it's not matter if you don't understand all sentence. For example, as I told you, the keyword is toros. I'm gonna find in the first one, en España se habla cuatro lenguas, is not this one, there is no toros. I'm gonna find in this other one, there is no toros. And just pay attention here. I'm gonna see the same word, toros. It's just to find
Mm-hmm.
a keyword, and it's for the reason I'm thinking this is the answer for this question. I don't know if it is clear. Do you understand?
Sí.
Okay. I have the
Sí.
question, right? ¿Cuántos jóvenes trabajan en toros? How many younger people work in toros? How many youngers work in toros? And the answer is, dos jóvenes japoneses trabajan en el famoso bar de copas toros. Dos jóvenes, two younger people, japoneses, Japanese, trabajan work in the famous bar. Is the same translation in English, is also bar. Bar de copas is other word to call. I'm gonna show you.
Drinking bar.
Yes, drinking bar. But when we are
Copas.
talking bar de copas, I think it can be a little bit more luxury, something like this maybe. It's not the common bar, I think, when you're talking about bar de copas. And also, it's possible that in that place they offer just wine. Because as I told you, when we are talking about copas, mainly we refer to wine.
Isn't it like we refer so bar? Though there are other bars also, but when we say bar, it doesn't. It generally refers to the wine. Isn't it like that over there?
For example, when you say just Bart, is the general word like you use in English. I
Hello.
refer, yes, I listening. Do you listen me? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. When
Yes,
when I
yes.
when I say Bart, I refer to everything, all kind of bars. This. Just in the
Okay.
case when I refer bar de copas, maybe it's a little bit more luxury. They offer other kind of alcohol that is
Okay.
more expensive, and mainly is when I say copas is because I refer to the place that use offer maybe wine, brandy, or other kind of alcohol that is more expensive. I don't know if you get the idea. It's clear. It's different from the other bars because
Yes,
bar is the
it's
general
glass.
word. It's just club. You can dance and you can sing. It's the general word. But bar de copas is just to drink and mainly drink
It's
expensive
like a
alcohol.
pub. Uh, Hello.
Hello, yeah.
Yeah, it's look like a pub.
Yes, it's maybe It's like the but is a little bit different.
Yeah, because here every bar has the same thing. I mean, wine and
Yes, I understand. But when I say, for example, bar de copas, it is clear. I understand that it is a kind of bar that offer more expensive alcohol. Okay.
okay. But every place has same thing.
Yes,
Because when I used to go to take a coffee, I saw every place are same. They served all the drinks in there.
Yes,
And
for
there
example.
is another bar where people dance. There is loud music.
Yes. For example,
So bar is like a general bar, like
yes.
as
Yeah, yeah.
it used to be. Okay.
For example, if I use this word with my friends,
Images for bar de
I talk to
copas.
my friends, let's go to the bar de copas. Is very polite, and I understand that my friends gonna understand that I'm older, maybe around 40, 50, because if we're gonna say let's go to drink,
Mm-hmm.
it's like vamos a tomar o vamos al bar. Maybe it's possible, but bar de copas is a kind of
I
word that use the older people. It's for that reason that I understand in that kind of place they selling expensive alcohol, expensive wine. It's not a place that all people go there. Okay.
Okay, yeah, it is more of a fancy place. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I could see here, on the Google, if I write, there is a picture I could see, which is Tabata Bar de Copas. It's in Madrid, yeah, Madrid,
Yeah.
and it is like one of a more fancy bars. So it is like more of a more fancy bar than a normal bar. Okay,
Yes.
yeah,
For example, the first idea that I
with
have when I
more
said that
dance and all.
is mainly something like this. When old men sit down here and then ask for brandy, I don't know, wine, very expensive.
Yeah, it's like disc and a bar, like more fancy club kind of a bar and club
Also
kind of
in
thing.
Spanish we call club. For is this for younger people? When I say club, I think in where is younger people dancing. They also offer alcohol, but it's more to younger people.
Okay, and this is like discotheque over here.
Also, we
It's like
call
a
discoteca.
disco pub here in India. Like,
Discoteca also is possible, but
yeah,
It's
discotheque.
better to only learn a bar because it's confusing, right?
yes.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, yes, let's learn about bar.
I listen my voice with.
Well, it's okay. That's a luxury.
Okay, but the idea is that
Proceed.
we're gonna continue it.
And I will try to know what is this. Okay, I will listen if I can.
Okay, what do you want to say?
I say I try to ask to my husband if he knows about this. Then I will
Yeah, yeah,
tell
yeah.
you tomorrow
Yeah. Okay, thank you
if
very much.
he has any idea about this. Yeah, vale.
And other thing
Yes.
that I want to tell you about your husband is that if you listen the last class, I he come from Spain and come from Bolivia, and we speak Spanish and we don't have any problem in order to speak the same language.
Yeah, yeah, you were speaking, but I was not able to understand only two, three words maybe out
Okay, I think now we
because
yeah.
you're acting like
I don't know if someone has the microphone turned on. Could you turn off, please? Because I listen my voice. I speak it in the real time and then I listen a few minutes later. Okay, now we're gonna continue with the number 2. Do you want to try it? Someone joined. I don't
Yo
know.
puedo,
Yes, of course. Go ahead.
yo puedo.
Yes, go ahead.
Vale. Ah,
First of all,
¿cuántas personas mueren en actos?
yeah.
Sí,
Yes, read it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
sí. ¿Cuántas?
Hmm? Yes. After that.
La respuesta es personas
Yes.
mueren en el accidente de la M30.
Okay.
La respuesta es dos mujeres y un hombre. Tres personas. No. Dos personas. Dos personas. Dos personas que son mueren.
Okay. Here is the answer. Was very good. And why you use cuantas or no cuantos? First of all, in the question.
Personas es femenino
Why is femenino?
porque termina con el A.
Yes, you are right. The basic word in
persona.
singular is persona. And the end of this word is
Una persona.
yes. The vowel a is for the reason is feminine. Is for the reason you match very well with cuantas. Cuantas personas, because in the case of this one, personas is in plural. And it's not matter is in plural, we have to see the basic word that in singular is feminine. ¿Cuántas personas mueren en el accidente de la M30? Was very good. And the translation can be how many people pass away in the accident of the M30. And as I told you, you don't need to understand everything when you are doing a test, because sometimes there is words that even you in your level don't know, or maybe it's a really polite word that the people don't use often, just to find the keywords. For example, we have M30, but I think in the case of this one, we're gonna see this other M30, but can be a little bit confused. And ¿cuántas personas? Other keyword here can be the verb mueren, because if we're gonna see the number 3, we're gonna see resultan heridos.
What is muere?
Mueren means pass away.
Mueren means
Pass away. Yes, or yes, that.
Okay.
Yes, or and
Okay.
first of all, we're gonna see this is the answer. As I told you, we have the keyword M30, but we have two questions that use the both keyword. It's for the reason we're gonna refer to the verb that is other keyword that gonna help you. Mueren, for example, we're gonna see the headline that say accidente de la M30, the accident of the M30. Here we have dos mujeres de 30 y 32 años mueren. Okay, in this side we have the same verb that gonna help you in order to match with this question, because in the other we have other resultan heridos, and also maybe we have to find the person. We have hombres, we have personas. I don't know if you understand. It's clear?
Sí.
Okay.
It says dos mujeres is a woman, right?
Yes, dos is two, and mujeres women.
Two women. So two women. And then it says they 30 years old.
Yes.
Mueren.
Yes.
It's like she passed away.
Yes, you're right. For example, I have the question,
Okay.
¿cuántas personas mueren en el accidente de la M30? And the answer can be dos mujeres de 30 y 32 años. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
But the person that was doing was very good. I don't know if the number 3 can do it. Someone want to participate?
Yo.
Okay, go ahead.
For número 3, ¿cuántos hombres resultan heridos en el accidente de la M-30?
Okay.
The answer would be un hombre resulta herido en el accidente.
Yes, you're right. Very good. And
Thank you.
yes, as I told you, I think you are using cuantos because hombres is masculine, right?
Yes.
Okay, but in the case when you are reading, for example, you tell me M-30. For example, if you are saying to someone that have to write, you have to say it M-30. But when we are talking, we don't gonna mention guion. We're gonna say just M30.
M30.
Yes, just in the case that you want
De acuerdo.
to say this word to someone that person have to write, you have to explain it. M-30. But in the real speaking, we say M30. We don't specify this line in the
No
middle.
entiendo.
But was very good.
No entiendo.
Okay, thank you very much. We're gonna continue with the number 4.
Gracias.
De nada, lo hiciste muy bien, okay? Someone want to participate with the number 4?
With the number 4?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
¿Cuántas lenguas se hablan en España?
Okay. Could you answer me? Here is the answer.
¿Cuántas?
Sí. 8
¿Cuántas?
¿Cuántas?
Por favor, ¿cuántas?
Sí, ¿cuántas lenguas se hablan en España? 8 estudiantes
Okay. First of all, as I told you,
extranjeros
yeah.
les toca el gardo
Okay.
de...
First of all, as I told you, yeah.
Could you turn on, please, everybody, the microphone? I'm gonna explain you this.
Could you turn on, please, everybody, the microphone? I'm gonna explain you this.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, you do very well because you match cuantas lenguas. I think that you put cuantas because lengua is feminine, and you use cuantas. It is cuantas is for use for feminine, okay? And as I told you, you don't need to understand all question. You need to use just the keywords, okay? First of all, ¿cuántas lenguas se hablan en España? For me, a keyword is Spain. I'm gonna try to find, in the case of the other question, maybe there is Spain. Okay, there is not Spain, is for this one. I think this is the first keyword for me. Okay, in the headlines, what is the answer? I'm gonna try to find where is Spain, okay? I'm gonna see there is not Spain, and I'm gonna find here is Spain. I'm pretty sure that here it could be the answer for my question, okay? And I have to understand more, for example, ¿cuántas lenguas? Other keyword is this one, lenguas. I find where is Spain, and in this side say, en Spain se hablan 4 lenguas. Also, here I'm gonna find the other keyword, lenguas. In Spain, they talk 4 languages. Spanish, Gallego, Catalan, and Basque. It's for the reason the answer is here. Okay, the number 4. I don't remember.
Okay, I'm sorry because I
No.
didn't saw the top line.
No.
Okay, no, don't worry.
Because when I read this line,
Okay, no, don't
also
worry.
I was worried because this cannot be answered, right? But I was confused because other big line is not matches with anything. And sorry, I didn't follow the top line. Sorry.
Don't say I'm sorry. We are practicing. We are learning. In this time, you have to make the mistakes because I am here. I can tell you it's not like this. Don't say I'm sorry because we are learning. Okay. And could you try to do the number 5?
¿Cuántos estudiantes extranjeros les loca el grado gordo en Navidad?
Yes. ¿A cuántos estudiantes extranjeros les toca el gordo en Navidad? El gordo de Navidad. First of all, here we have estudiantes. Is masculine. Can be masculine for this one. ¿Cuántos? Okay. Do you have the answer?
Yeah, this would be the answer. 8 estudiantes extranjeros les toca el gordo de Navidad.
Okay, was very good. Just as I told you, keyword gordo de Navidad.
Gordo de Navidad. Okay.
¿Qué significa el gordo de Navidad, por favor? ¿Puedes explicar?
Okay, I'm gonna explain you first of all. Could you turn up the microphone, please? Okay. First of all, I'm gonna translate the question. ¿A cuántos estudiantes extranjeros les toca el gordo de Navidad? The translation can be how many foreign students get the build of the Gordo de Navidad. When we are talking about Gordo, we are referred to the lottery. Boleto de lotería. I don't know if you understand this one. It's a kind of game that you buy a bill, and this bill has numbers. We called in the formal way is called boleto de lotería, but other person can call el gordo de la lotería.
I read Gordo is fat.
Yes, you are right. In the case of the word el gordo means fat, the fat man.
Okay. And how will we get to know what does Gordo exactly mean? Like, I mean, is it a lottery or is it a fad? Okay.
Yes.
So you're saying Gordo is a lottery.
Yes. Gordo means is the bills of lottery. For example, el gordo, you're gonna see here, el gordo is writing, and here down, Lotería de Navidad. I think in English you say lotería, right? Or loto? I don't remember. I'm gonna see. El gordo
Okay.
de
Lottery.
Navidad is the translation, el gordo de Navidad, or lotería is the other word, lottery. The fat
Yeah,
Christmas.
in Spain we say lotería.
Yes, but also many people call this bill like el gordo. For example, I win the lottery, I won the lottery, and in Spanish I'm gonna say, yo gané el gordo. It not means that you want a fat man. It means that you get the lottery.
Okay.
It's a word that we
Okay.
use in Spanish, but the thing that I want to say, for example, how you know that you are talking about the lottery and how you know that you are talking about the fat man is because, first of all, you need, for example, if we are using el gordo, it can be the subject of the sentence. And I think in the case of this one, the subject is estudiantes extranjeros. And for example, if you're going to see el gordo de Navidad, it's possible that I understand other thing. I don't know if in your countries has, but if someone gonna say el gordo de Navidad, also I gonna understand that someone is talking about this person. Okay, Papa Noel. We say Papa Noel in Spanish, Papa Noel.
Santa Claus. Santa Claus.
Yes, Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Yeah.
Ho ho ho, Feliz Navidad. It's already in the next month we have Christmas, and in many countries in Latin America we celebrate Christmas, but we celebrate in the Catholic way because we are Catholics. And for example, we celebrate 24th December is the, I think they call in English the good night, and the next day,
Christmas Eve.
yes, Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Yes, you're right. And the next day is 25. We celebrate Navidad, and it's a commercial festival. You know that in other countries the kids waiting the presents, but we are close
Yeah,
to
we
Navidad.
celebrate in India too.
But in the case of Latin America, we celebrate.
When do you put up decorations for Christmas?
Mainly, for example,
Senor?
yes, I understand you. When it start December, the people gonna start to put this kind of decoration. Is the main decoration, árbol de Navidad. They gonna put this kind of tree
You mean on the 24th?
before the
Yeah.
24th. When we start December, for example, the
Before the-
1st of December, the people gonna start to put this tree, and this is the
Ah,
decoration
okay.
in the house.
I think we have the longest celebration of Christmas because we start decorating, we start putting up the Christmas tree when the bear month starts, like the September 1st,
September.
already put up.
Oh my
We have
God!
the longest celebration of Christmas.
Really?
From September 1 until the Three Kings because we
Yes,
somos
yes.
Católicos.
Yeah.
We are also Catholics.
But I think you are really Catholic.
Super.
Yeah, because mainly
So you
here.
must be getting Christmas holidays like for 1 month, or like what kind of holidays you get?
For it,
Well,
yeah.
we don't.
Oh, only one day is here.
No, we don't get to go to work or go to classes for days. But for the decorations, we're starting putting up the decorations September 1 because it's bear September
Yeah,
bear
they are in
month.
celebrating mood.
yeah,
Yeah.
celebratory mood until the Three
Yeah.
Kings.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
Three Kings.
now
I
we
saw this year.
yeah, but
Three
now
Kings.
we extend the celebration until the Chinese New Year.
Oh my
It's like we
Oh
god.
my
mix the
God.
Spanish
Oh my
tradition
God.
and the
It's still
Chinese
February.
tradition.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So, when we work, we really work hard
Mhm.
from January to August because from September we spend lots of money until the Christmas celebration ends.
I understood. Thank you very much for tell us.
Okay.
Okay, but in the case of Latin America, for example, we're gonna start to put the Christmas tree in the 1st of December, and some days before 24, before the Christmas Eve, we're gonna put this stuff that we call in Spanish pesebre, that we have this kind of small statues that represent to Marie, Joseph, and that day 24 in the night, we're gonna put the statue of the baby Jesus, and we're gonna keep this decoration until the days of the kings, that is in January 6th. After that we're gonna
6.
yes, el 6 de enero. I don't know if my pronunciation in English is good, but it's in Spanish el 6 de enero, January 6th. Okay, and then we're gonna in that day we finish Christmas, but we have also holidays, and the holiday mainly is after 24th. Maybe can be around 2 weeks, because after the Christmas we have the New Year, and for example the holidays can be for 24th until maybe the January 3 or maybe 4th. But what's interesting know that in other countries has a really long Christmas. Okay, but now we're gonna come back to the book.
No, in Spain, no. In Spain, very few.
Really?
Because I saw that 24, yeah, 24 they everybody is going to work. 25 they close, and 26 they start work again. And before, I mean 31 in December they close because for New Year.
Mhm.
And after January 2 they start work again. And the festival, another festival is for the babies is 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a 6. It's only for the baby. It's not a big party or big
Yes.
anything. But the king comes to give a present to the babies.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the festival I saw in Spain last 2 years. This year there is no festival, but last year I saw more or less everything.
Yeah, but
Carnival.
I know in other countries they have the, for example, because Spain have to work. In other countries also it's possible that, for example, 24 or 25 is holiday, but 26 they have to go to work. It's possible in many countries, but mainly we have around 1 or 2 weeks that is holiday.
Ah, okay.
But I think it's according to the country. Maybe in other countries, this close they also work, but mainly because Christmas, Navidad is we believe that it's a time that the family meet. I know in some countries you celebrate the Chinese New Year. For example, for us, the same festival like Chinese New Year is the Christmas, Navidad.
Do you also have Misa de Gallo?
Yes, we have in the night.
We also have Misa de Gallo. 9 nights. We do it 9 nights
Yes.
consecutive.
In that time,
And then you get
the
to
church is
and you get to
full.
have a wish, right?
Yes.
Igual,
Yeah, like,
same.
when I was in Canada, even 26th was off as a Boxing Day, and there used to be a huge sale. People used to wait for entire year, like on because of the Boxing Day, and like, it was like a sale day. Things were very cheap that day with a very great discounts and all. So and that was people like used to wait for that day for an year to come.
Mm, okay, yeah. Very good. And we are talking about a lot of Christmas, but we have to wait to the next month.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
now
of
we're gonna
course.
come back to the book. And someone want to try to make the number 6, el número 6. Someone?
Yeah, I can try.
Okay.
Yes. ¿Cuántas personas detienen? Oh, okay. Detienen por el a- atarco, atraco
Atraco.
al blanco.
Atraco.
Atraco al blanco.
Al
Okay,
banco.
¿cuántas
Al
personas?
banco.
Al banco.
Yes.
Sí. So, ¿cuántas personas
Detienen.
detienen? Oh. Is together?
For example,
For example,
in Spanish, when you see
in
a word,
Spanish, when you see a
you sure to
word,
pronounce
you
everything.
sure to pronounce everything.
Detienen.
Detienen.
Detienen por el atraco al banco.
Por el
Uf.
atraco al
Por el
banco.
atraco al banco.
Al banco. Uf. Bueno, a un banco.
Okay, do you know the
What does
answer?
A signify at the beginning?
Okay, I'm gonna translate, but
A,
first of
it's
all, please answer my question.
Please answer my question.
¿A cuántas
Ya,
personas
es-
detienen
¿A
por el
cuántas
atraco
personas
al
detienen por
baño?
el atraco al baño?
Al banco, perdón.
Al banco, perdón.
Sí. Detienen 8 personas por el atraco a un banco.
Yeah. First of all, please turn up the
First of all,
microphone.
please turn up the microphone.
Okay. First of all, as I told you, keywords, banco and the verb detiene. We're gonna find there is no more banco, no more banco, there is no banco, no banco, no banco, is here, okay? Here is writing, detenidas 8 personas por el atraco a un banco. In the case of the verb is in other conjugation, but when I answer is a cuántas personas detienen por el atraco al banco. My answer can be, using the same verb, detienen a 8 personas. That's all. And the translation of this one, I'm gonna use my Google Translation. ¿A cuántas personas? Give me a moment. ¿A cuántas por el atraco al banco? Okay. ¿Cuántas personas detienen por el atraco al banco? Okay. How many people are arrested for the bank robbery? Atraco means robbery. Okay, and detienen means arrest. And other thing that I listen when you are pronouncing maybe is you tell me the first time a cuántas personas detienen por el atraco al blanco. You tell me blanco. Sometimes I think they can be confused for you because you are learning Spanish and these both words sounds a little bit the same, but the meaning is different. Just be careful, as I told you, when you are learning in Spanish, I don't need that you read really fast like me, because I am a native speaker. And I'm gonna read a cuántas personas detienen por el atraco al banco. But you are learning Spanish, your level is basic, it's for the reason you can read slowly. A cuántas personas detienen por el atraco al banco. It's good, I understand. Just when you are more confident, you can read more fast, okay? But in Spanish, we read everything. It's not like English, that sometimes in English you write in some way and you pronounce in different way. It is a good thing in Spanish because we see the word and we pronounce like we see. Personas, and for example, in this one, we pronounce everything. Detienen, detienen. And the meaning of blanco means white, the color white.
yes, color white, and
banco is
bank.
bank, yes.
And what is detienen?
Detienen it means arrest. As I translate here, detienen, it can be the translation in English is are arrested.
Okay, detained. Okay, like detained.
Yes. We're gonna,
Okay.
I think it's clear. And we're gonna continue with the number 7.
One question.
Yes, go.
You know, it is in the beginning. Why is it like a quantas? Why not quantas?
Okay. I think for tomorrow we have a class talking about grammar, and also I'm gonna use this topic while we're using a. Okay. Now,
Yes.
because according to the time we have around 50 minutes more, And I think tomorrow, because we
Okay.
thinking with Eileen that Wednesday gonna be the grammar class, and in that class we're gonna explain you like the previous class you asked me about ninguno, ninguna, and we're gonna try to use explain this part that is just grammar. Okay?
Okay. So let's just note this and we'll discuss that on Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay.
In tomorrow we have more time. Also we have more exercise using also a, ninguno, ninguna. We're gonna see tomorrow. Okay, the part of grammar. But your question was
Okay.
very good. Thank you very much, John. And could you try to make the number
Yes.
7, el número 7?
It's cuántas páginas web nuevas hay.
Okay. Do you understand first of all the question?
¿Cuántas páginas? No, just ¿cuántas páginas? How many pages are there in the new pages are there in the web?
Very good.
I think I'm not right at all. I mean,
No, it's
but
good. You
I'm
have
just
to try it.
guessing.
Because, for example, as I told you before, when you have the test, you're gonna see many words that you don't gonna understand. But first of all, you have to try to guess. Or maybe it's this, and after that, you have to find the keywords. Okay? I think in the case
Okay.
of the keyword is páginas web. You're gonna find in the other
Páginas.
question there is no páginas web, and in the headlines also maybe there is no more páginas web. I'm gonna find here páginas web. Okay? Could you try to answer
Yes.
me? I tell you cuántas páginas web nuevas hay. Remember the verb.
Yes. There. Okay. It's uh it's páginas webs. I don't know how will I use the verb web. Just one moment.
Yes.
One
Just
moment.
thinking, for example, how many when I am asking about quantity, right? In Spanish say
Yes.
cuántas páginas web. How many
There are.
websites? Yes.
Yes, there are. So we will use there are. It's like
There are in Spanish hay. There are hay.
okay. I I but I was 35 nuevas páginas web.
Okay,
Páginas. That's it. That's it.
was very good. For example, first of all, find the bird, and when I answer, hay 35 nuevas páginas web. That's all. Very good.
Oh. Okay. Thank
Do you
you.
understand, right?
Yeah.
J-
I'm surprised how is it correct? Okay. What I said.
Yeah, was very good.
Okay.
Just in Spanish, when I have the question, it's just what kind of verb, and sometimes I'm gonna use the same verb when I have the answer. For example, and in my answer, hay 35 nuevas páginas web. Very good. Finish. Okay? And the last one, someone want to participate, the number 8, and we finish with the exercise and we come back to the student book, okay? El número 8.
This is ¿cuántos mujeres?
Okay. Could you read this more?
Yes.
Read everything.
¿Cuántos mueren en el accidente?
Okay. In this part, do you say cuántos, right?
Yeah, it will be cuántas.
Yeah, grammatical is ¿cuántos?
Yes.
But from the meaning, maybe it's ¿cuántas?
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Yes, I'm gonna explain you.
Quantas, it should be correct.
It is right because you follow the rule, right? As I told you, you have to find the noun that is mujer, or in this case, mujer. And as I told you, masculine mainly is when they finish with the vowel a, or with the, in the case of masculine, is the vowel e, the vowel o, la vocal e, la vocal o, and consonant. You thinking that mujer, the ending of this word is the consonant ere in Spanish, r, and you're gonna thinking you have to follow the masculine rule, right? But when we are talking about genders, in the case of, for example, women, all the time gonna be female, because there are
Yes.
mujeres, women, okay? It's for the reason, according to the rule of feminine, we're gonna use cuantas. I don't know if it is clear.
Okay. Yeah, clear.
But if when you are trying, because you are following the rules, it's very good. But in the case, for example, we use also the genders. Men's, masculine, el hombre, el niño, feminine, mujeres. Las mujeres, la mujer, las niñas. We also use the real gender of the person.
Just like lingua, el lingua. It's not la lingua. It's el lingua.
In the case of this one, there are also exceptions. But in the case of the main rules, for example, in the case of lengua doesn't have gender. For example, it means that it's not a person. Just when we are talking about person, we have to use the gender. It's masculine because it's a man. It's feminine because it's a woman.
Okay. But for if it is a noun, whether it is an object or people, we also have this.
Yes, when this is an object, you have to follow the rule. Yes, you have to follow the rule of the genders.
Because we will.
I don't know. I don't listen well. Can you repeat, please?
Yeah. I think lingua is also kind of female gender.
Yeah.
I mean, from the spelling, it is female gender, but possibly meaning is kind of male gender. So,
for example, in the case of lengua or language, it's following the same rule. For example, lengua, la lengua is the basic word. We use feminine because the end of this word is the vowel a, la vocal a. But in the case of the objects, we have to follow the rules, as I told you. In masculine, if this finish in o, e, or maybe consonant, masculine. And if the noun finish in the vowel a, is feminine. But also there is exceptions. In the case of the exception, you just should to learn one by one, okay? And now we're gonna
Okay.
Okay, now we're gonna continue. I have the question for you. ¿Cuántas mujeres mueren en el accidente? Just as I told you, find the keyword. El accidente. I think this is the keyword. And also the other word that's gonna help you is mueren. Okay?
Dos mujeres.
Very good. And
Dos mujeres.
yes. It's the same that we saw
We
make previous, this one.
this one.
And
Yes.
we have
Dos
the
mujeres.
Keywords.
Mueren and the other accidente.
And the other accident.
So it should be dos mujeres mueren en el accidente.
Very good, muy buena respuesta. Dos mujeres mueren en el accidente. Okay. But until this point, everything is clear? Okay,
Sí.
just I told you, in order that you remembered, when you're gonna take the test, DELE A1, the Spanish test, you're gonna find many of these. There are many that you're gonna find a headline. Maybe you have a question, or maybe you have more information. You have to do other kind of exercise. But the thing that I'm gonna tell you is that you don't need to understand everything. It's really long. It's maybe words that you already don't know. It's just find the keywords. Okay.
Okay.
Now we're gonna combine to the book. I think that we finished this, and I think we're gonna skip this part because we're gonna make this one with Eileen. I just want to explain you the grammar side, okay? Okay. First of all, we are talking about the nouns and the genders. It is other rules. You have your books, is the page 28, la página 28. First of all, when we are talking about the genders, in the case of the nouns, as I told you, the main rule says that when we are talking masculine, just we have to see the end of the word. if the end of the noun finish with the vowel O, or maybe the vowel E, or maybe consonant, in the case of the main rule, it is masculine. In the case of feminine, it's more easy. Just in the case of the noun, just find the last vowel, and it is the vowel A, la vocal A, it is feminine, okay? But also we have other masculine, we have other feminines, okay? For example, as explained here in the book, in the case of, for example, if the noun finish with this vowel and consonant, or maybe this one that is called age, it is masculine. That's, we have this example, el ordenador and el viaje. El ordenador is other way to call computer. Maybe in Spain they use a lot of this word. They say it in order to call the computer, they say el ordenador. But in Latin America we say computadora, la computadora. And el viaje means traveled, the travel or the trip, I think. And also, as explained you in the previous lesson, also when we find the end of the word finished with sion or sion, because in Latin America the pronunciation of both is the same. In Spain it's a little bit different. It is feminine. And also when the word finishes with the consonant D, la consonante D. Like you're gonna see la canción, we see the end is sion, la profesión, it is feminine. Or we have this other one, la verdad, that finishes with the consonant D, or maybe la salud. But in Spanish also we have the exception. As I told you, we have some words, like for example, according to the rule, we're gonna see this noun, we're gonna see the end of the word, and is the vowel A, and we're gonna finish is feminine, and we're gonna use la problema. But in Spanish, this noun is masculine. We have this kind of words because maybe, as you know, the origin of Spanish is Latin, and in Latin they have 3 genders, like nowadays they have in French, I think, because they have other pronouns, but I'm not sure about that. But in the case of the origin in Latin, we have 3 genders: masculine, feminine, and the other gender that is not masculine and is not feminine. It's for the reason when we have Spanish, we have this kind of words that maybe this word problema can be in Latin was doesn't have gender. But when this word moved to Spanish, we have the problem that this word finished with the vowel A, with la vocal A, but it's masculine. I don't know if it is clear.
So are you saying that the words which does not have a gender,
Yes.
right, in Latin
Yes.
are treated as masculine?
Yes. For example, in the case of, as I know, in Latin they have, for example, it's not article, but they use genders like masculine, feminine, and the other kind of gender that is not masculine and feminine. It is neutral. In Spanish we call neutral.
Neutral gender, right? Neutral gender,
yes,
right?
in English.
Right,
But when
right.
these words come to Spanish, because in Spanish we have just 2 genders, we have this problem because we don't have the neutral gender.
They are masculine.
Yes, and we're gonna follow because
Oh,
in
you're
many
right.
languages they follow just the masculine way. It's for this on the feminine words gonna be masculine, but also some words that is masculine gonna be feminine in Spanish. It's like we're gonna see here, for example, mano is hand, and we're gonna see the end of the word is the vowel O, right? La vocal O. And we're gonna finish according to the rules. We're gonna finish is the vowel O is masculine, and we're gonna use el mano. But in Spanish, mano is feminine. How you gonna identify this word in Spanish because you are learning Spanish? The only way is just try to find in the, for example, when you find it in the dictionary, try to find the gender, because in the dictionary explained, for example, mano, it is a noun, it is singular, and is feminine. It's the only way. Learn one by one. We don't have many of these in Spanish, but in you are learning, for example, if you tell me el mano, or you are talking with someone that speaks Spanish as a mother tongue language, and if you say el mano, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna reply you, it's not el mano, it's la mano. Okay, I think it's clear. Do you understand?
see.
Okay, and in the other side, we're gonna see these other endings of the nouns, that is ista and ente. And in the case of this one, these nouns, because there is profession mainly, we can use for both genders. And how we gonna identify? We're gonna say that it's a woman or maybe it's a man. For example, periodista means journalist. And we're gonna use the article masculine or feminine. For example, el periodista, I am refer that the journalist is a man. Or if I'm gonna say la periodista, I am refer that is a woman. In the case of the other, we have delincuente. I'm gonna translate this one in the delincuente. The translation in English maybe offering, maybe. I don't know if you understand, or maybe delinquent. Do you understand the translation?
Yes, offender.
Offender, okay.
It's the same as delinquent in English, the synonym of offender.
Okay. But in Spanish we say
It's like a
delincuente.
crime or something.
Yes,
Yes.
when you commit a crime.
Thank you very much for your help. Okay. But in the case of this one, it's the same like periodista. If, for example, we have delincuente, it's for both genders. But if you want to say it is a man or is a woman, we have to use the article. El for masculine, la for feminine, okay? But also we have this kind of exception because we have some profession for a long time was using just for the men.
I think I lost the voice.
You lost your voice. Do you listen me? Hello, everybody. Do you listen me? Okay. Continue.
That's okay.
As I told you, do you listen this part, right? That I was referred to the profession.
Yeah.
And the last one, there is also some exception. For example, we have some professions that for a long time just men were doing, but nowadays, you know, the woman's also doing this kind of job. It's for the reason like we have the word presidente, el presidente. For a long time, it's not matter is this a woman, because mainly in many countries the president is a man. For example, for that time, also if the president is a woman, we say el presidente. It's not matter that it's woman or man. But nowadays, because we are changing the life, the society, we change also this word. And for example, if a woman is a president, we're gonna also match the genders. La presidenta is a woman. Okay?
Okay.
And the other thing that I tell you today, because tomorrow also we're gonna explain you more about this, is maybe something that you already know about the verbs. For example, in Spanish, we have three kind of verbs. In the past form, the ending of this verb is with this one, ar, or maybe ir.
Sorry, I don't see the screen. Do you have a screen right now, or
No one's. Wait me a moment. Why you don't tell me nothing? Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, John. I was explaining you this side, the president, la presidenta.
yeah, that I got it.
Okay. After that, I explain you about the verbs in Spanish. We have in the base form, for example, if you want to find a verb in the dictionary, you have to find in the base form. For example, in Spanish, we have the basic verbs like ar, ir. Is the ending of the verb. Okay.
Yeah.
And for example, in the irregular verbs, because we have irregular verbs also, we have just, for example, in the case of the person, just change the ending of the word. For example, in the case of the first person, we're gonna use the vowel o. In the case of the second person, tú, we're gonna use as, and in the case of él and ella is the third person, we're gonna use the vowel a. It's just cut the verb, and this is the base, and this is the infinitive form. We're gonna cancel the infinitive form, and we're gonna put just o, as, and a. It's for the reason in Spanish, when we are doing a sentence, sometimes we don't need to use the pronoun yo, tú, él, o ella, like in English. In English, all the time you have to use I, you, he, she, right? But in Spanish, because in the verb I have the information, sometimes I don't need to put the pronouns. For example, I put just the verb, amas, and I understand that you are talking about tú. Okay? In the case of the second conjugation that we have the other verbs that the ending is the er, like beber, is the same. First person, the vowel o, don't change a lot from the verbs we have with are. In the second person, change a little bit. We're gonna use es. And in the third person, él, ella, we're gonna use e. I think until this point is clear, right?
Yes.
We're gonna try to practice. I'm gonna maybe in the chat I'm gonna give you some verbs and you're gonna conjugate, okay? And in the last one, we have the verbs that the ending is ir. But also we don't have many of these. And following the first person ending with the vowel o. Could you turn up the microphone, please? Okay. Now, in the second person, too, the ending is es, like in the second person in the verse er, and the last one is e. If you see careful, this one in the third person, ir and er in the regular verbs is the same, right? But in the case of this verb that ending with ir, we don't have many. There is few verbs that we have with the ending ir. Mainly in Spanish, you're gonna find the verbs that finish with this one, ar, or maybe er, these both. But mainly, I think it's possible that it's around 80% the verbs finish with the ending art. Maybe in the case of beber or the verbs that finish with earth, we have around maybe, I think, something like this, 20 or 25, and just 5% that is nothing, the verbs that finish with ir. The thing that I want to tell you is that you remember when you are conjugating the verbs, just remember the endings o, as, a. As I told you before, for us it's not too important mention the pronoun, because if you tell me the verb amo, I understand that you are talking about the first person. Or for example, you say amas, tú amas, I understand that you are talking about you.
I have a question here. Okay, yes. If I say I am John, okay, so can I say soy John, or can I say yo soy John?
Yes.
Like, what is the correct?
For example, when you are talking about this verb, is the verb to be in Spanish, and the basic form is ser. Ser is an irregular verb. Irregular verb means that the shape changes a lot of. But when you are telling me this sentence, in the first person is yo soy, I think your name is writing like this, right, John?
Yes. Chen. Okay, it's fine. The name is okay.
And the second one, tú eres John.
Yes.
And in the last one,
Now,
él es John. It's a irregular verb. It's for the reason you're gonna see is not following the rule, right?
okay.
Yo soy John, tú eres John. In the case of the irregular verbs, the only way to learn this kind of verb is learn one by one. There is, because it's irregular. It's like in English, there are also the irregular verbs, and the only way to know the irregular verbs is learn one by one.
So there is no rule for irregular verb. There is no standard rule.
Yes,
no common
it's
rule.
for the reason there are irregular verbs, because they don't have a standard.
Okay.
But in the case of the regular verbs, it's just follow this one. Art, finish o, as, and that's all. And now we're gonna come back to the exercise book. In the page number 17, we have this kind of X, I think there is X, I think, and we have some verbs And the thing that we have to make here, it is the homework for tomorrow. If you want to practice and you want to improve your Spanish, just you can make this exercise in a piece of paper, take a picture and send to Eileen. Okay, here we have 6 verbs. For example, the first one is comer, in English is to eat. Cenar, cenar, I don't know who translate this one. If
Dinner.
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 Yeah.
Dinner is a verb.
Yes, in the case of Spanish,
In
it's
the
a
case
verb.
of Spanish, it's a verb.
Okay.
In the case of the noun of this
In the case
one
of the
is
noun of this
la
one
cena.
is la cena.
But as you can see, the translation in
But
here
as
in
you can
English
see,
is
the
the same.
translation in English is the same.
Okay.
Okay.
Desayunar is the same.
Desayunar is the same.
Breakfast.
Breakfast, yes.
Breakfast
Desayunar.
is desayunar.
The
These all
noun,
are verbs. Like dinner and meals are verbs. Okay. Breakfast.
el desayuno
Desayuno.
is the verb.
Verb.
And then,
Lunch is also, then there must be something called lunch.
yes,
Lunch should also be a verb.
yes. Wait a moment. In the
Wait
case,
a moment.
in the case of lunch is
In the case of
almorzar.
lunch is almorzar.
It is the verb.
It is the verb.
In the case of the noun,
Okay.
el
So the noun is
almuerzo.
almuerzo.
Okay. Microphone, please.
Microphone, please.
Yes, I don't know if someone.
Yes, I don't know if
Please
someone.
turn up the microphone.
Please turn up.
Okay. Because I listen my voice 2 times because I think your microphone, I don't know why. I speak and then I listen my voice again. But okay, anyway, we have desayunar, and after that we have escribir. Escribir in English means write. Escribir. This is to write, is the basic form. And then we have beber. Beber means in English to drink. To drink. And the last one, leer, to read. Okay. This is your homework for tomorrow. Just make, for example, I have the basic form, comer. All is regular verbs. As I told you, for example, we have the verb comer, right? We're gonna come back to the book. Comer, we're gonna see the ending is the earth, is the second group, okay? First group is are, second group is third group is ear. And we're gonna follow the rules. According to the rule, in the first person, I'm gonna cut the verb. We have the basic form. I'm gonna cut the infinitive form, and then I'm gonna put the vowels, right? The first person o, the second person es, the third person e. Is, for example, come back to the book. Yo como, tú comes, él, ella come. Okay? I don't explain you the other forms, but it's just, as you can see in this case, or in this chart, it's just follow. Amos, eyes, and everything, because it's a regular form, has the same shape in the beginning. Also in the second group is the same, just change the endings. Okay? And the last one is the same. And I don't know if you have any question. It's clear?
It's clear?
Yeah, it's clear. Perfect.
Someone else? I think in this moment we're gonna finish the class. I hope that you understand me. As I told you, my English is not good.
Yes. Perfecto.
And for tomorrow, we have the class in the same hour. I think Eileen is gonna stay tomorrow with me. And as I told you, tomorrow we have a grammar class. Also, we're gonna, in the first part, we're gonna make this exercise with the verbs. And after that, we're gonna do the grammar class, okay? Answering this question, like you told me, ninguno, ninguna, or maybe the other question from today. Why we use a? Okay, and that's all. Have a good night. Have a good day. Buenos días. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Hasta
Nos
mañana.
vemos.
Yes, hasta mañana.
Gracias.
Gracias. Adiós.
Chao, chao, adiós.